The movie starts in a futuristic Japanese society. The government has implemented a complex nationwide rule named the Red Threads of Science. According to this rule, when a person turns 16, they are assigned a romantic partner by the government. The partners are chosen after extensive research about both parties, like their hobbies, habits, families, and so on. The main aim of the law is to encourage successful marriages and combat increasingly low birth rates, which are threatening a lack of manpower in Japan. Over the years, the system has proven to be fruitful, as almost 100% of government-arranged marriages are successful in producing offspring and are less likely to get divorced. The only drawback of the law is that people sometimes fall in love before they turn 16 and do not want the government to interfere with their love life. In such cases, those who disobey the arrangement face penalties and get less privilege as citizens. The protagonist of the film is a cheerful high school girl named AI. She is about to turn 16 in a day and is super excited about finally getting to meet the love of her life. All her friends are also thrilled for her, as they have been eagerly waiting to turn 16 for as long as they can remember. Today, at 12 at night, AI will get a federal notification containing all basic information about her chosen one. She cannot wait for the notification and is on her feet the entire day. While returning home, AI meets her childhood best friend Yudo. The girls in the school fawn over him since he is one of the best-looking students. However, Yudo doesn't take any interest in them because he is in love with AI. He has frequently tried to confess his feelings but has always backed off because he is too shy. He is happy being her best friend, but now that she is about to find someone to love, Yudo is worried their friendship will fall apart. As they chat about different things, Yudo teasingly mentions that she was his first kiss. The scene goes into a flashback when the two were still in elementary school. At an annual program, Yudo got the role of the prince. However, AI was assigned a wildflower. She wanted to be the princess so badly that at the climax of the drama, she pulled Yudo and kissed him. They still laugh about the incident to this day. In the following scene, AI, her parents, and her uncle are having a birthday dinner at her house. Even AI's parents are excited about the notification, which is scheduled in only a few hours. AI's parents also met through the government program, but her uncle is still unmarried. It has always been a topic that no one likes to talk about, so AI doesn't dig it. Later, she is given a dress that she wears to bed. As time passes, she gets more nervous, but then Yudo gives her a call. They meet outside and he hands her a gift for her birthday. It is a penguin showpiece that goes well with her room. Yudo knows everything there is to AI, like how she touches her hair when she lies. He easily finds out that she is nervous when she touches her hair and claims that she isn't. To calm her down, they decide to reenact how she will introduce herself to her chosen one. AI starts talking about herself, which makes Yudo feel a range of emotions, especially because she is looking at him like she would look at her boyfriend. He cuts her off and confesses his love, taking AI by surprise. He also tries to kiss her, but she retreats in shock. Yudo is dumbfounded and can do nothing but apologize. Before they can talk further, they are interrupted by AI's match named Sokyuk. He introduces himself and gives her a bouquet of flowers. The man is better than what she had imagined and is dashingly handsome. Mesmerized by his presence, AI forgets about Yudo. He congratulates them and leaves right after, giving the other two some alone time to talk. AI turns towards her Prince Charming in excitement, but he names a place and time before turning around and leaving abruptly. The poor girl questions if she is dreaming before returning home. They meet at the said place the next day, which turns out to be a fancy restaurant. We find out that Sokyuk's father is the chairman of a big hospital, and Sokyuk is supposed to inherit the wealth and position someday. He is also looking to go to med school. He is smart and ambitious, but not so big on conversations. AI continues talking to cut the awkwardness, but a while later, Sokyuk stops her. He pulls her outside, making her blush because of their joined hands. Sokyuk then asks her who Yudo is, but cuts her off before she answers. He doesn't care what kind of girl AI is and thinks of their relationship as a societal formality. Hence, even if she has more guys she is interested in, it doesn't bother Sokyuk. AI tries explaining that she is nothing like that, but Sokyuk cuts her off again. The next day at school, her friends are jealous of her for landing a rich and hot boyfriend. AI agrees, but deep down, she doesn't know how to feel about Sokyuk. In the following week, they go on several dates, all of which AI doesn't enjoy. Sokyuk walks too fast for her. doesn't talk much, and never smiles. At one point, AI feels like someone is threatening him to date her. Having had enough, one day, she dresses up as a supposedly rich lady who matches his status. The dress up is over the top, but Sokyuk doesn't comment about it. AI again tries making conversations, but he dismisses her with simple answers. She even inquires if he has told his friends about her, but Sokyuk thinks the question is outrageous because he would never do something like that. AI leaves the restaurant after another failed date, losing hope that she will ever get along with him. Then, she meets Yudo, who advises her to meet his parents and find out more about him so the conversations are more meaningful. AI agrees and goes to his house the very next day. Sokyuk's mother is kind, but his father is on the stricter side. He asks AI to behave herself now that she is about to be a part of their family. Sokyuk overhears him and burns in rage. He has never liked his father because the old man thinks he owns his son. Seeing him do the same to AI, Sokyuk can no longer control his anger. He stands for his girlfriend, asking his father to stay away from her. After that, they walk to the bus stop together, talking about many things. Sokyuk apologizes for not being good enough for her. AI, in turn, claims that she hardly knows anything about him, but since he stood up for her in front of his father, she is assured that he is a good person. AI's bus arrives, but Sokyuk doesn't let her board it by pulling her around and kissing her. The bus drives away as the two continue kissing. AI is over the moon the next day. She thanks Yudo for the advice even though it didn't work the way he thought. They refrain from talking about his confession and engage in other light-hearted conversations. Yudo's birthday is in a few days and he will also get to meet his assigned partner. However, unlike AI, he is not too excited. When Sokyuk and AI are on their next date, she brings him to a shop to buy a scarf for Yudo as a birthday gift. After that, they go to an aquarium, but Sokyuk is not in a good mood. AI registers that he is jealous and hugs him because him being jealous means that he likes her. Sokyuk smiles at her for the first time and the two share a kiss. In the following scene, AI gives Yudo the scarf. He reveals that he talked to his chosen partner, but she lives in another part of the country, so they have decided to meet in the summer. Since Yudo has no plans for his birthday, AI thinks it is a great idea if she brings him along with her and Sokyuk. Initially, the date is very awkward, but the guys start talking when Yudo discovers that Sokyuk chose his scarf. By the end of an hour, they get along pretty well, but then, the two are left alone without AI. Yudo asks Sokyuk if he knows what things AI likes and dislikes, her mannerisms, her ambitions in life, or anything that a partner should know. Sokyuk is guilty of never paying much attention to his girlfriend, so he has nothing to say. Yudo, on the other hand, lists the things that AI likes and explains how Sokyuk can be a better partner for her. They eventually get into a fight, and Yudo leaves. For the next few days, he doesn't come to school. Then one night, AI finds out Sokyuk is moving to Tokyo to a better university. He will spend the next 6 years there, so the two will have to be in a long-distance relationship. To avoid living apart, he suggests they move in together. However, this will only be possible if they get married. It is a trend for 16-year-olds to get married and start a family. Hence AI gives it a thought. To clear her head, he goes to her uncle's the next day. He talks about his chosen partner who moved abroad when they were still together. She never returned and is happily married to someone in London. According to him, living with the penalties is easy if you are with the person you actually love. Although scared, AI feels ready to start the new chapter of her life. In the following scene, Sokyuk and AI are in Tokyo attending an open campus event. AI is bored in the lecture, but seeing Sokyuk enjoy it makes it worth it for her. After the lecture, they visit several places, eat new food, and have a lot of fun. In the end, Sokyuk brings her to a church and gives her a little cat compartment box that she had always wanted. It brings her joy, which is multiplied when she finds an engagement ring inside. AI says yes, and the two start preparing for the wedding. She also informs all her friends about the proposal, but a part of her still feels empty because of Yudo's absence. Elsewhere, Yudo gets the wedding invitation through the mail but doesn't react to it. It is the week leading up to the wedding and AI has to do a lot of work. But the thought of her best friend never leaves her mind as she misses Yudo terribly. Moreover, she and Sokyuk have their first fight when he refuses to let her talk to his parents and maintain a good relationship with them. AI gets that he doesn't like his father, but she wants to form a connection with his parents on her own as well. Sokyuk refuses to listen and shuts her down whenever they have a conversation about his parents. The expensive dinner dates soon turn boring as they figure out that they do not have many things in common. One day, AI goes to Sokyuk's father's hospital and talks to him about the wedding. The meeting goes seemingly well as he has finally started to respect boundaries. While leaving the premises, AI notices Sokyuk walking towards his father's office and follows him. She overhears him begging his father to write a recommendation letter for a friend in need. It is soon revealed that the said friend is Yudo and he has a second-stage brain tumor. His treatment can only be done in an expensive hospital in Tokyo, but after the recommendation letter, he will finally get a chance to save his life. In the next scene, Sokyuk hands Yudo the papers and asks him to not lose hope since the chances of his survival are still high. Meanwhile, AI sits alone in a park, still unable to comprehend what she heard at the hospital. Since Yudo doesn't want her to know about the disease, she decides to pretend to be unaware. It also makes her realize that she loves Yudo much more than she lets on. Then finally comes the day of the wedding. The guests arrive at the venue where all the preparations are done, but the bride and the groom are late. Outside, Sokyuk meets AI and compliments her beauty. He asks her what is making her sad, even though he has a pretty good idea of what it is. When she doesn't reply, he inquires if she is in love with Yudo. AI is quick to deny it, but then she touches her hair. By now, Sokyuk knows what that means. He tells AI that her happiness is the only thing that matters, and if she feels like she is about to be stuck in a loveless marriage, she should run away right now. He also promises to handle the guests and the parents before encouraging her to hurry up. Filled with tears, AI thanks him and runs to the airport where Yudo is about to fly to Tokyo for brain surgery. They meet at the terminal and AI expresses her love as Yudo did on the night of her 16th birthday. Initially, Yudo freaks out asking her to return to the church, but in the end, his dream comes true and they share a kiss. Thanks for watching and don't forget to subscribe to the channel.